Morning folks, how you doing? Going out for a walk today. Got a bit of lunch with me. No particular plan. I'm in the Lammermuirs. Oh, I'm at the bottom of the Lammermuirs. Struggled this morning to find a place to park. There's a car park in behind us there, a couple of kilometres away on another access road, but they've closed the car park and the farmer or the landowner has put a whole series of boulders down the verge, so there's basically no access. So I knew about this wee road here. I spun round here and parked up well off the road. So I'm going to head up onto the high ground and I'm going to wander around a little bit. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, but I'm going to take the camera with me, so we'll go out for a walk together and see what we find. See if we can capture a view or two. It's going to be a glorious day, although it might be a wee bit breezy for dialogue, but I'll certainly be able to capture a few scenes for you. So let me get my boots on, get this rucksack shouldered, and we'll get away up the hill. cup of coffee, folks, and a wee spot of lunch. Quite hungry. I've been wandering about aimlessly today. I didn't have much of a plan when I left the house this morning. I just knew that I was heading for the Lammermuirs and going to have a walk, possibly taking a bit of the higher ground. I had even less of a plan when I left the car, having parked in a different location. Anyhow, I managed to bag a couple of hills. Absolutely beautiful day. The wind is still quite cold, but sitting here in this sheltered location so I can have a blether with you, it's quite warm. I feel a little bit overdressed with my big woolly jumper on. And I'm definitely ready for something to eat, so looking at my cheese and onion pasty here, it's looking a bit bashed up, but I'm sure it'll taste fine. I've got a box of a couple of biscuits and some chocolate remnants that I've saved from various other excursions, so I'm going to enjoy them. A wee cup of coffee. Sitting here debating what to do next, folks. Quite enjoying an easy day. Just wondering if I'm being a little bit lazy though. Well, we'll finish this cup of coffee, shoulder the rucksack, and we'll head off and we'll see where the boots take us. The debate is whether to leave the high ground or not. I'm on the high ground just now, although it might not seem like it. It's not that high. It's around 500 metres. And there's a few outlying tops where there's one more that I could do. But it very much is just an outlier. It's not really a separate hill. It's all about debate today, folks. Debating which way to go when I shoulder this rucksack, but I'm also debating whether to have a biscuit or some of my chocolate remnants. Shout out to Owen, haven't heard from you for a wee while, buddy. I hope you're safe, hope you're doing well. Hope you're not cringing too much with the chocolate remnants. I'll have the chocolate. This one's for you, Owen. What a perfect day, folks. Hope you can hear me. There's a wee bit of a breeze here. When I'm filming, I'm always looking above the lens at the dead cat on the camera, covering the mic to see if it's shaking or not. So I've been wandering about a bit today, folks. There's a Scots word, stravaig. To stravaig means to wander aimlessly, and to some extent that's what I've been doing today. I've been pretty much sticking to the high ground, and I did the main hill on this plateau first thing this morning, and then I've wandered around here, there and everywhere, just really collecting the outlying bumps, if you like. They're not really independent hills. The alternative was to drop down in behind me there and then climb up onto the other plateau, but I think I might leave that for another day. I've just been enjoying the big skies and the rolling hill country and a bit of reflective time. Maybe beginning to suffer a wee bit from the lockdown blues, I think. So just out for a wander and let the big space clear my head a wee bit. Been a wee bit lazy with the filming as well, folks, so apologies for that. I haven't turned the camera on as much as I planned, but hopefully there's enough wee clips here and there to stitch together, and it'll give you a flavour for the walk. It'll give you an idea of what I've been up to today. But now I'm at the very edge of this plateau. There's a wee bump just down here that I'm heading for. And instead of turning round and sticking with the high ground, I think I'm just going to drop down, and that gives me a wee bit of a challenge to get back to the car, which is away over there. There's another ridge system in between the low ground here to my right and the car, which is away across an angle about there someplace. But I don't mind that. Mid-afternoon, we've got plenty of daylight left, so I'm going to wander down here, drop down, and then I'll have another wee look at the map and see if I can find the route back up and over and down the other side to the car. So let's go, let's keep moving. Sun in my eyes there, folks. So I'm dropping down off that plateau that we've been on all day. Drop down here. You can see that hillside opposite with the trees on it. I'm going to go down there and I'm going to see if there's a way up through these trees. I'm guessing it's probably fenced, so I might have to go round the side of it. So let's get down and see what we find. Hey folks, we found a tree in this desert of heather. Be careful what I'm saying here. These hills are very actively managed. They're grouse moors, so all this monoculture of heather is managed through muir burning, which tends not to favour trees, so quite unusual to see this wee specimen here. It's a willow tree. It's one of these woolly willows. I'm not sure which one it is because there's no leaves on it and I don't see any kicking around on the ground that are identifiable, but it's probably the Salix lanata group, the group of woolly willows or arctic willows that have the smaller leaves and a little bit broader with silver grey hue to them, and if you look carefully you'll see that the leaves are actually covered by little hairs, and these hairs reduce transpiration. They're there for water conservation and help the plants grow in these quite tough conditions. So it's a wee woolly willow, or a wee Arctic willow, surviving amidst the heather. Just bonny to see. I wish it had a few pals. Anyhow, enough blathering, let's get moving. Well folks, I found a track, and just down there beside the burn the track is a bit more obvious. It's a quad track actually, and it's following the burn. So it'll go up towards that bielak up there, and then from the high ground I can spin round and get back to the car. But there's an alternative, and the alternative is to climb that steep flank on my left there, up through or alongside the birch trees, which is a more direct route. And truth be told, I don't actually know where the track goes. It seems to be following the burn, so I think there's a good chance it'll go up to the high ground. But the track looks relatively new, and my map is relatively old. In fact, there's nothing relative about it. I think my map dates to about 1971, so the map predates the track by a considerable margin, I'm guessing. However, the burn is clearly on the map, and I could follow it up to the high ground and then spin round. What do you think? Looking to you for inspiration. Up that way or up the steep slope? You know what we should do? We should break out the flask, have a cup of coffee, and see how we feel after that. Don't know if the camera's picking that up. That's grouse on the moor. Let's have a cup of coffee. The buds are beginning to swell on the birches. Excuse me folks, a mouthful of chocolate. So I've climbed a wee bit above that track that I mentioned earlier. It's down there next to the burn, looking a bit muddy actually. And it seems to follow the line of the burn pretty much. Up through the drainage, and then I can see the ridge coming down, so I'm guessing the burn will go out onto the bielak, or the saddle, the lowest point on that ridge there. But I'm actually quite enjoying the high ground today, so instead of skirting this, I've got a feeling that I might go up and over it, but I'll have to lose a layer if I do that. It's quite warm down here. There was a cold wind on the top, but it's a different day down here. There's a fair bit of heat in that sun. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'll have this cup of coffee, another square of chocolate. Need need the energy to get up and over. And then I'll shoulder the rucksack and we'll get up onto the high ground, and there's an outlying top there. I might bag that on the way and then drop down back to the car. I've got about 2 hours of daylight left. It's more than enough time. Depending of course on how much dilly-dallying I do. So let me get this cup of coffee. Then we'll get up this hill. Oh, that's good. I was a wee bit heavy-handed there with the coffee granules. It's quite strong. Give me a wee boost to get me up over that hill. Well, in theory, folks, it could be all downhill from here. The car's down in behind you there, but there's a wee bit of high ground away over to the right that is calling. I think I might hike up and over that and then drop down. It's a bonny evening, afternoon, whatever. Is it afternoon now? I think we'll call it afternoon. It's nearly 4 o'clock. I think we'll hike on a wee bit further. I had a wee bit extra to walk, folks. I've been doing a bit of tree planting here and there's a deer fence. I didn't want to be climbing the fence, so I had to search out the gate. I added probably another kilometre onto the hike. I'm not complaining, it's a bonny afternoon, so I had to walk the fence line for a fair distance though. We're on the right side of the gate now, so a wee bit further to go, pick up a track, and then I've got about maybe a kilometre back down to the car, so we're almost done. Well, there we are, folks, back at the car. Only about 20 minutes from home. It's not going to take long to get down this track and then head towards the coast, back to the house. So hope you enjoyed this wee adventure. I really do appreciate you sticking with the channel just now, folks, when I'm not able to get further afield and launch into more adventurous trips for you. Hope these wee videos that I'm filming during lockdown are not too repetitive, but it's good to keep in touch. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're also able to get out and about a bit, and I'm sure like me you're looking forward to being able to get a little bit further afield, and I'm certainly looking forward to some adventures later in the year, and I'll take you with me. So thanks for viewing, folks. Thanks always for the thumbs up and comments. It's very much appreciated, and I look forward to getting back to you on the next one. So stay safe, folks. See you soon. Bye for now.